You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. My guest today is Njeri Rionge. She is a seasoned businesswoman and a serial entrepreneur. Welcome to the show, Njeri.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here.
Seasoned businesswoman. You know, when I think of Njeri and business, I don't even know where to start. But then I like the term that you've given me to introduce you as a serial businesswoman, because there's Ignite, there's Insight, there's all these other businesses. Tell me where the journey all began.
I think I want to start with the odd things that happened in my life. I started off at age 19 after my fourth form, working as a hairdresser. And it was one of those situations where, what do we do with the kids? They're out of school, we're waiting for the results. And I show up at my relative's salon. And I get there and I find a newfound passion around hair and beauty. And I basically take on a course on cosmetology, and I practice on a number of people's heads, and I actually turn out to be a very good hairdresser. And I did a lot of stuff with Filmgate International at the time. And in the middle of all that, I also sold yogurt. And my mom actually also played a role, because she, being a farmer and being many things in her own life, did a very interesting thing. I've sat at the Kangemi market with potatoes and cabbage for sale. This is not a new thing, what I do. It's something that has been with me. Fast forward, I then started developing 5-year plans, and I'd do that every New Year's as a ritual. And of course, it started off with a 1 single year plan, and then I did a 5-year plan, and then I did a 10-year plan. And most recently, I did a 50-year plan. Throughout my planning, it became very evident that if I actually set my mind to doing something and moved it into action, it became alive. So I and a colleague of mine at the time decided to come up with a business plan and to travel Kenya. And we drove all the way up to Busia in a bid to try and understand whether Kenyans understood the internet and whether there was room for an opportunity to grow a regional, if not just a countrywide infrastructure for the internet. And so we traveled, and when we got to Busia, it was quite interesting. At the market between the border of Kenya and Busia and Uganda, the people in the marketplace were actually on mobile phones. We didn't have mobile telephony or mobiles as you know them today in Kenya at the time. We came back after a few weeks of being out in the field, put together a business plan, and it became quite evident that we were not going to charge the 10,000 shillings or 8,000 shillings a month for an internet connectivity account, because there'll be no takers from a mass market perspective. We'll continue to just sell to the corporates. And we came up with what we now referred to at the time wananchi, 12,000 shillings for a full internet connection, dial-up for a full year. And we sold that to the company that we worked for. And there was a very clear disconnect between me and Mashero and the rest of the other, if you like, managers. And we then knew it was time for us to exit. We went out looking for money. We got the funding. We raised 36 million shillings, at the time $500,000 US, which is $500,000 US. And we got the money and we started wananchi, and wananchi is what it is today. So then I left wananchi after my contract was long overdue. I had signed a contract for 5 years. Even though we were the co-founder entrepreneurs, we were very, very clear that we were going to be around for 5 years, take the company to the next level, and then we're going to do an exit, which we did. And then Mushara went on into Google. I ended up in Ignite. Ignite was incorporated in 2005. And at the time, it was incorporated so it can take on some of my shares. So that then created a business that became the management consulting business that I continue to run. And in the last 5 years, I've been essentially developing products around it. And it became very evident that not only products were developed around it, we needed to develop, or I came up with a company called Insight that does the retooling.
What is the thinking behind all these different stages and the serial entrepreneur that you are?
I think fundamentally, I have to really come up front and say that for me, success, the way I determine success, is really based on myself. It's based on my self-capabilities, the things I believe in, and being able to marry that is myself, and that is of the world in the space that I am supposed to operate in. The concept of being boxed in one place does not resonate with me. And the market has tried to do that for me. saying, you're in IT, why are you doing everything else? Well, I've never really always been in IT. I evolved into IT. So for me, I think fundamentally, it's being able to know, who are you?
How many other hops have we had, or businesses?
There's Ignite, then there's Insight. And between those two registered organizations, there are a few other brands. There's a business lounge, which produces incubation for entrepreneurs and a business membership. And we have a location at the 4th floor of the Junction Mall. And then we have Insight, that also produces everything that goes with developing online businesses. And then the lounge is the place to go to have those conversations. When you're at the top, or when you're running a business, ideally you're lonely. And so we're creating a space where, if you're in that space, you need to join the club that allows you to have those conversations freely.
We need to take a short break now. When we return, we'll hear more about this amazing story, about this amazing woman. Don't go away. Welcome back. You're watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. My guest today is Njeri Rionge, seasoned businesswoman and serial entrepreneur.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here.
What are some of the major challenges that you would say?
When you're in the spot of building, whatever it is that you're building, there will always be moments when things are not as clear as they eventually reposition themselves to be. An idea in the mind is just that. An idea on paper is just that. Then there's the actualizing that idea. The actualization has an opportunity for, if you like, failure, an opportunity for great success. The difference between the two steps is the belief in yourself and the tenacity to withstand the opportunity for challenge, because people will question, what is she doing now? Why are you doing that now? That doesn't make sense. It's not going to work. And then you need to believe in yourself enough to know that, you know what? I have a very clear plan, and this plan has a light at the end of the tunnel. So if you take the caterpillar, before you know it, it's just a shell. And then the next thing you know, it's a beautiful flying butterfly. That whole evolution is in itself a self-belief that you must have, that you're going to be that beautiful butterfly at the end. And it is in that market and the market share that you begin to see the success.
I'm looking at you and your ability to juggle, because there's a lot of juggling going on as all these businesses come into being. How do you do it?
This is the thing. If you have a plan, and a very clearly organized plan, then you know how to pace yourself. And the beauty of plans is that they give you a very clear indicator or indicators, a set of indicators of the things you need to focus on. Without a plan, it's very easy to derail off the plan. There are too many ideas, too many things that people want you to do, that if you're not already informed at a personal level what your end goal is, you would bite more than you necessarily have to bite. Now, in my situation, I broke a few rules. The common sense route is to build one business at a time. At my age, I didn't have the time to build a business at a time. So I then said, I'll break a few rules in the beginning, do all the foundation work for the different businesses now. So take 5 years, build the blocks, and then start to launch pad the go-to-market strategies after the building blocks are done.
You've kept referring to having a plan, and you've had many plans along the journey. How do you stick to these plans?
Discipline, focus, know yourself. Don't touch anything that you're not capable of doing. If you don't know how to do it, either you don't touch it or you recruit accordingly. So the notion that you can do things that you're not even good at ideally set you up for failure. So do things that you're good at, and please know yourself, because then you know what you're not good at. And make sure you pay the price to fix those things that you're not good at, so that someone who's good at them can do it on your behalf. Have a touch point on everything, and you drop a few, then you know at least I've dropped it, and I can tell you I've dropped it and I'll fix it, as opposed to the opposite of that.
Tell me more about now these three, your current babies, and how, the people benefit from them.
We start by using the business lounge as the location where you come for the networking. You come and be a member. By being a member, you benefit 5 hours of business advisory services, 5 hours of either executive or life coaching services, and you get a banner on our website for your business. Those are 3 things that you get from the membership that you pay for the full year. And then you have the opportunity to network with like-minded people when you need to, or to come and just sit there, read your paper, or even just do work. Come with your laptop, you connect to the internet, and you can work in that space for as long as you would like within the terms, because there are terms and conditions apply for the membership for the full year. If you're a startup and you need a location that you can actually, if you're not very good at working from home, then we're saying you can come and book a daily rate, a weekly rate, a monthly rate, or even just be there for 6 months, and you pay X to be there every single day. Then beyond that, whilst you're there, everything we do under the Ignite umbrella, workshops, performance management, executive leadership series, the entrepreneurship and money, all those workshops you will get a discount to attend. But you also have the opportunity of having a one-on-one session with either myself and a whole host of experts in different fields. So you have legal, accounting, marketing, HR. All those people are easily available to you for a fee or a fraction of the fee. We also have a kids camp, for example. So we're saying, you know what? If we want to nurture, children will absorb as much as they can when they're still young. So we're saying we have created a portfolio where we want to be able to nurture children who are up for the game.
Lessons learned. What would you say is the most important lesson that you've learned along your journey?
Stick to the things you believe in, things you're passionate about. They're not easy to always move from stage 1 to 2, but once you do that successfully, you are the most happiest person on earth. A lot of people are toiling, are doing a lot of work in the things that they hate. It's depressing, it's not healthy, and it doesn't give you traction. So I think there's a need to really, truly begin to ask yourself, what really, really, truly do I want? Who am I? And where should I focus my energies? And focus them there. And be integral to yourself. If you're not integral to yourself, then you can't have integrity in the things that you do.
50 years from now, what do you see?
So first of all, there's a caveat. God granting me life. 50 years from now, I will be a thought leader in management, in business, and in the ways of the world to keep the world a civilized environment as God intended it for it to be.
Njeri, an honor having you on Road to Success. Thank you so much for coming to share your story. Definite inspiration.
Thank you very much.
You've been watching Road to Success, the key to your next level in business. We're at the end of the year, and so we have no excuse why things should go wrong next year. Take time to plan. Have a great week. God bless.
Road to Success is brought to you by Equity Bank. Equity Bank. You are listening